Hello my dear aspirants, I hope all of you are doing well and I hope your preparations are also going well. So in my last video, I had discussed some most important and repeated topics for your Northeast SLET Life Science exam. So this video is the part 2 of that video. If you have watched that video, then it's good. If you have not watched that video, then also it's perfectly fine, because I'm going to repeat those topics in this video also. Additionally, I will add some more important topics. So starting from unit number 1, so one of the most important topic is your chemical bonds. So different types of chemical bonds. Which of the following is a weak bond, strong bond? Study about pH and buffer. Then from carbohydrate part, as I had already mentioned in the last video, everything related to glycolysis, TCA cycle, then your electron transport chain, everything is important. Apart from that, study the glycosidic bonds. Then if we talk about the plasma membrane part, that day I told you everything related to plasma membrane is important, the proteins associated with it, especially the lipids associated with the plasma membrane, phospholipid, glycolipid, sterol, everything you have to study. And there are different types of phospholipid also, that also you try to cover. Also from amino acid part, you try to memorize all the structure, you practice it in your rough page, you practice all those structures of amino acids, because sometimes structure they will not ask you to draw the structure obviously, but there are some conceptual questions from the structure part, so you need to study that, like which of the following has a bulky R group, or which of the following will have a simplest R group, like that. Also study the titration curve, also study PI and pKa. If we talk about protein, like I had already mentioned, study everything related to Ramachandran plot and different structures of protein, primary, secondary, quaternary, tertiary. And also study about protein folding, and also study about chaperones. Then if we talk about enzyme inhibition is important, and also Michaelis-Menten equation is also important. And from thermodynamics part, you study enthalpy, entropy, Gibbs free energy, that part you study properly. Now coming to unit number 2, that is cell biology. Study the basic things related to cell biology, like difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, which of the following organelle will not be present in prokaryotes, bacteria, archaea, prokaryotes, then eukaryotes. And in prokaryotes also you study differently about bacteria and archaea, which of the organelle. Then you study which of the phospholipid is present in which organelle. Then ether linked, ester linked. Then study about active and passive transport of molecules across the plasma membrane, and also study about the permeability of molecules, like which of the molecule can easily cross the plasma membrane. For example, gases can easily pass, non-polar molecule, uncharged molecules, they can pass, whether on the other hand your ions and charged molecules and big molecules are not permeable. So there is a sequence, so you need to study it in a sequential manner. Study about different functions and different components present in each cell organelles, and also study about cytoskeleton. I had already mentioned, and cytoskeleton and cell cycle is very important, like in which phase which of the following event occur. Then in the meiosis, what happens, like sister chromatids get separated, or the entire pair of homologous chromosome will get separated in meiosis, mitosis. All those things should be crystal clear in your mind. Then you have to study about CDK and cyclins. I think I missed this part in the last video. Different types of cyclins and different types of CDKs will work in different cell cycle phase. So which of the following cyclin is associated in with which of the following CDK? So if we come to fundamental processes, that means unit number 3, molecular biology, then all the proteins involved in replication is important, and I hope all of you know about replication. But now for your SLET exam, you have to study replication in depth, okay, in a detailed manner. Like some proteins you might have not studied during your masters or graduation, so you have to be thorough enough with a lots of proteins, topoisomerase, gyrase. Okay, in prokaryotes every names are different, in eukaryotes names are different. Okay, for example, helicase is not called just helicase in eukaryotes, it is called MCM227. Then in prokaryotes it is called DNA B, like that. So you have to be thorough enough with the names, because in your SLET exam simpler names will not come, obviously, because it's not a master level exam, it's tougher than that. Anyway, for your again for your unit number 3, your transcription, replication, translation, okay, especially you study the tRNA structure, which loop, D loop, T loop, which unusual base is present in D loop, which unusual base is present in T loop, what is the purpose of anticodon loop, and what is the purpose of the acceptor arm. Okay, so all this you focus on the structure of tRNA. There is an enzyme called amino acyl tRNA synthetase. You have to study about that enzyme, what is the role, okay, and then in which pocket which of the following molecule will be captured. Then you study about DNA repair mechanisms. There are many proteins involved in each type of DNA repair. You first study different types of damages, and then along with that damage you study the repair mechanism, for which damage which repair mechanism will be initiated. Then you study post-translational mechanisms. There are many types of post-translational modifications in proteins, okay, and it occurs in which organelle, like that. You study protein synthesis is not enough, proper protein folding in the endoplasmic reticulum is also important. You focus on that part, and you study something some very basic things about epigenetics. Nowadays SLET can ask about epigenetics, so you just search in YouTube, you will get good lectures for that topic also. Now if we talk about cell signaling, then as mentioned, GPCR and enzyme linked receptors are very important. You don't skip any pathway. Like for GPCR you have different pathways, like CAMP pathway, you have IP3DAC pathway. Similarly for your enzyme linked receptor, you have different receptors. Actually you have RTK, then from RTK RAS-MAP kinase is extremely important. Don't skip RAS-MAP kinase, and if possible you study PI3 kinase also. There are different secondary messengers, like ligand is the primary messenger. There are some secondary messengers also, like CAMP, IP3DAC, calcium also. So you study, like in your exam this type of questions come, like which of the following is not a secondary messenger. So if you know which are secondary messengers, you can easily eliminate that. Then you study about apoptotic pathways, I had already mentioned. Then you study about different hormones, how it gets activated, like steroid hormones, peptide hormones. Actually this is a part of your animal physiology also, and your cell signaling also. Okay, so insulin, okay, insulin signaling you can study. One very important thing, don't skip this, you study about different types of cell adhesion molecules and extracellular matrix, like cadherin, integrin, selectin, which is calcium dependent, which is calcium independent, which is homotypic, which is heterotypic. You don't skip that. Okay, there are matched up following type question from cell communication, so don't skip that part. Your cell adhesion molecule, extracellular matrix, and cell junctions. Okay, study about desmosomes, hemidesmosomes, gap junction, plasmodesmata. Then developmental biology, everything is important. Actually we can't select anything, entire developmental biology is important. Gametogenesis you study, okay, spermatogenesis, oogenesis, fertilization, cleavage, that there also I told you, very important. Cleavage, different types of cleavage, different types of eggs, gastrulation, okay, which germ layer will result in which organ, like ectoderm can make skin, okay, mesoderm can make bones, blood, etc. So there are different organs which will be formed from different germ layers. So there are beautiful tables, you can search in Google and you will get it. So next is organizer is important, homeoter gene, Hox genes, okay, limb development, which Hox gene will make the forelimb, hind limb, and all, stem cells, everything, like your, so the the most important thing I missed it actually is your autonomous and conditional specification. Don't skip it. Okay, you study autonomous is determined. Okay, conditional is not determined. Anyway, next coming to unit number 6, which is your plant physiology. Then there photosynthesis is most important part, jet scheme, Kelvin cycle, etc. Photorespiration, C2 plants, I mean, you study that. Plant hormones, again I am repeating, especially auxin, gibberellins, ethylene, cytokinin. Transpiration pool theory and transpiration stomatal opening. Minerals, okay, I mean xylem and phloem transport. When you will study that part, then you will get mineral transport also apart from the water transport in case of xylem. Then you study which are micro nutrient, macronutrient. Then you study symplastic transport, symplastic and apoplastic transport, and transmembrane transport, where plasmodesmata is involved, where plasmodesmata is not involved. If possible, study a bit about vernalization, which proteins will promote vernalization and which proteins will inhibit vernalization. And also you study about photoperiodism, and also plant photoreceptors like your phytochrome, cryptochrome and phototropin. At least some basic things related to these receptors you study. Into unit number 7, that is your animal physiology. Here nerve impulse transmission and external potential is important. Muscle contraction, cardiac cycle, that also I told you, you study everything related to the heart. And ECG, all the graphs of ECG, P wave, Q wave, all those waves you study, which wave will depict what. Then you study endocrine system. One of the most important part of animal physiology is your endocrine system and hormones. Kidney function, that means an excretory system. Don't skip immunology. Immunology is a part of your cell signaling also. Unit number 4 also. And everything related to immunology, like your MHC molecules, okay, adaptive immunity, innate immunity and all. Then your diversity of life forms, again unit number 9 is important for your SLET exam. 5 kingdom classification, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm versus angiosperm. There are differentiation tables, animal phyla characteristics and economic importance. Then coming to ecology, population growth curve, logistic, exponential, geometric. That part you don't skip. All the formulas which are involved in those graphs. Which of the following will give us a S-shaped curve, J-shaped curve, okay? Species interaction, mutualism, commensalism and amensalism with examples. Ecological succession you study. Biogeochemical cycles, then biodiversity indexes, habitat and niche, R and K selected species. Which of the following will give us type 1, type 2 or type 3 survival curve, okay? And also island biogeography, that part also try not to skip. Coming to evolution, origin of life, Darwinism versus Lamarckism, speciation, neutral theory of evolution, molecular evolution, Moto Kimura, animal behavior, all those things. Coming to applied biology, recombinant DNA technology is important. PCR, blotting technique, DNA sequencing, especially Sankar sequencing, try not to skip. Then your CRISPR, basic things related to CRISPR technology. That day I told you CRISPR is a advanced and modern technique, so there are very high chance that SLET can ask you about CRISPR. Then your microscopy, all the different types of microscopy which will allow you to visualize living cell, dead cell, etc. So if we talk about unit wise importance, the most important unit for SLET is your unit number 3, which is your molecular or fundamental processes. That unit will give you a lot of scoring, so you cannot skip that unit. It's impossible. Oh, one more thing from unit number 3 is your splicing, okay? Splicing is also important. Second important topic unit is your unit number 8, that is inheritance biology. I told you the important topics in the last video from unit number 8, genetics. Next important unit is your unit number 1, that is biochemistry. Next cell biology, and then unit 6 and 7. So again I am repeating, most important unit is your unit number 3, then unit number 8, then unit number 1, then unit number 2, and then unit 6 and 7 equal importance. So at least you study these units properly, A to Z, whatever is there in the syllabus, and focus on whatever I told you is important. So these were some of the important and repeated topics from each unit. Again, I am saying these are not enough. It's not possible to include all the repeated topics. For that, I need to make thousands of videos, then only it will be possible. Anyway, at least if you study these topics, you will get some common questions from these topics. Oh, one more important thing I want to share with you is here I am just mentioning the topic name, but I am not teaching you or I am not explaining you. I am planning that in the next video I will explain all those important topics. However, detailed explanation is not possible in this short period of time. Revision kind of explanation I think I can make for your benefit. So in the next video I will put some important topics like GPCR and all, and I will give a revision kind of explanation so that you can save your time also and you can revise along with me. I think that will be helpful. You just comment down below if you need such video, that means short explanation kind of video of all these important topics, or if you have already studied, then it's fine, I will not make that video. You just comment down below, and also comment down what type of video you want me to make within these days, because we don't have much time left for SLET exam. So in this 1 month 15 days period, what type of things we can discuss, you just comment down, okay? And yes, I used to provide detailed coaching for SLET. Full course is also available, crash course is also available. However, right now we have completed the batches. Crash course is also about to get finished, so new students will not get enrolled now, but if you are planning to take the coaching for the next attempt, then you can comment down below or you can contact in the given number. Our course will start from April or May 2026. I'm talking about the full course, and obviously the crash course will start from November 2026. I hope the video was helpful enough, and if you like my videos, please subscribe and also press the bell icon so that whenever I put this type of videos, informative videos, then you will get notified soon. Bye and all the best.